All right. Hi, everybody. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late. Jeremy and I were having this amazing conversation, and the energy just went really, really high and kind of delayed us a minute. So
you're welcome, guys.
Yeah.
I just had my computer go from full battery to 0 and die on me, and I've got it plugged back in, and hopefully we don't have that power surge again. And whether that power surge was down to spirit or the atmosphere or the will of the gods, we don't know, but I hope it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, let's hope not. So hello, it's November 3rd. Can you believe that? We just are in such an amazing window of time, such a life-altering period of time.
And I'd just like to say my respects to Peanut the squirrel, who has passed from this realm. Does anybody...
I know.
What's that about?
I just discovered that because I'm not always on the social media platforms that often, but I just found that story. And yeah, I mean, can we not? Hello, Athena. Thank you for being here. Can we not just be in that heart coherence of understanding that we're all these beautiful beings that are worthy of existing in this world? And that is such a tragic story. Anyway, yeah, unfortunate.
And apparently he's had such an impact that he had a meme coin launched in his name that started at $1, dropped to 13 cents, and is now worth $1,008 per coin. Who knows? There you go.
So, well, I mean, so on that note, that's just what the changing times that we're in, right? And how
we
fast.
are in very strange times. And I actually think the next 3 or 4 days, we've all got to hold it together and be the safe space for other people.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard to not, you know, because there's so much news and rhetoric and things of that nature, is you really have to stay in your heart space and not let it affect you. You just, as much as, you know, and that can be difficult for a myriad of reasons for sure. So, well, welcome again, everybody. We haven't done this in probably 4 or 5 weeks now, but we're trying to do it a little bit more consistently. But I know that a number of you have submitted questions for Jeremy to answer through the runes, and we will get to that. I am going to address all of those that were sent in on the Facebook messages to Jeremy and myself, and then we'll dive into any new posts when we get to that area that are actually listed live in this thread. So just wanted you to kind of know what the outline was going to be.
So the first thing for anyone who's listening and doesn't really know much about me, when I do the runes and I connect with the runes, I always do a chant to connect our frequencies with the land, the earth, and the ancestors, and get us in right relationship before we start. So if anyone who's watching live, could you just close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice as I do the chant? Manas, manas, manas. Me, ma, mu, mo, me. Manas, manas, manas. Am, im, em. Manas, manas, manas. Okay, I'm ready to go, girls. I'm going to switch on to the whiteboard. Can everybody see that?
Okay. Yep, they should be able to see it now.
Okay, first question.
All right, so the first question comes from Teresa and is, what can I expect within the next 3 months? Okay, numbers 9, 18, and 21.
So what can you expect? So we are coming into the cycle of death. We are into the Mabon between Samhain and Yule, the death of the old year, the beginning of the new. We have to let things die, a natural death. Then going forward, we start seeing the identity of something new that's about to happen. It's like the birth of a boy child, the rise of the king. And that's exactly what Yule is. It's the death of the winter king and the birth of the sun king. And that's what's going to be happening over the 3 months. So when you're looking at, try and see it and accept It's just a process we have to go through.
All right. Thank you for that. So, Kat, if you're listening live here, you submitted a question, but I don't have 3 numbers. So I'm going to ask Jeremy to go ahead and pick for you. This is the question. What energy do I need to manage my paid job? I'm going to make it, or do I have to leave? Am I going to make it, or do I have to leave?
Okay, so what we're going to say is, am I going to make it in my paid job? And then I'm going to pick 3 numbers at random and cast these runes out. So the answer is, am I going to make it at my paid job? Yes, you can make it. But it will be a matter of you letting go of the fact that you don't fit in. And I doubt you ever will fit in with this paid job. But you can be successful if you accept that's part of the price to have this paid job. It's called the weir geld, the blood price. The price to have this regular money coming in is that's not really me and I won't ever fit in. But it is a means to an end. But you can do it if you put your mind in the right place. Okay, that's done.
All right, thanks, Kat. All right, this is for Olivia. What do the gods want her to know? Numbers 3, 6, and 9.
Okay. Is that Olivia from Australia?
That's our tribe, Olivia. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
So I'll get rid of these ones first. So first thing I'll say, Liv, is that the runes are all face down, first of all, which means it's going to be hard for you to see. What do the gods want me to know? Okay, there's my pen. I thought I'd lost it. And I know Olivia gets this one coming up. What the gods want you to know is not to rush anything. Hey, lads, patience being the thing. And to see when you need energy yourself. To see when your energy is out. To look at it. Okay, I shouldn't be doing much. The gods are saying, make sure you're well enough. Focus. Shine the torch on your lack of energy. It's not necessarily illness because it's not draining away, but it's just you are low, whether emotionally or physical energy. You must be aware of how much energy you've got to do the work you need. We're going to talk about Gleipnir later on, which is the magical thread that binds chaos, which is the universe. And one of the threads is the sinews of the bear. And the sinews of the bear is always make sure we're strong enough to do anything when we're dealing with magic. Bless you, sister.
Beautiful. All right. This next question is for Amanda. And it is, what do I need to know for the remaining part of the year? 12, 10, and 22.
Okay. Still putting them back out.
And this is for your student, Amanda.
Okay, 12, 10, and 22.
Yes.
Okay, for Amanda, what do I need to know for the rest of the year? So we have the best rune come up, which is always good in any reading. But we have Kenaz reverse next to it, which means look back at the happy times. Look back at the summer and the joy you've had, because an opportunity has come from. What gets you through the dark months is the memories of the summer or the memories of joy, until this opportunity comes that brings about something better. But Sawello's there. And also, can be, what do the gods want you to work on in the rest of the year? Strangely enough, we can say, even though it's a good opportunity, do not be enchanted by the Sun King. Which has come up again and leads me into the threads of Gleipnir, because by the light elves and the Lyrium people, were given the sun pendant. And as my research has come up, it's also the Eye of Ra. So just be aware of that. But Sawello's always good. And if we're talking on a deeper path, the dragon runes, which I don't teach, you have to discover that for yourself. It is to follow the path of the dragon, or looking back, the ancient path of the dragon. So there's all, so long as Sawello's there, it's good. Sorry, Kels.
No, I just have to say this is so exciting for me because Jeremy's talking about these aspects, which is part of the new class we're going to be teaching. It makes me very emotional that he's mentioning like the sun, the sigil that he's received with the sun, you know, and then the Eye of Ra. It's like, oh, yeah, this is going to be so cool. So cool. Anyway.
Once again, Kels, I have the good old imposter syndrome. Oh my God, what right have I got to talk about this? I've blanked it, but you know,
but is just so magical and important, and it's just the excitement around it for me, and I'm sure many others, is just really cool. So just had to express that. All right, thank you.
It's also important to embrace new things and change your point of view, not get fixed that your point of view is the only one way forward. There are many, and especially at this time where everyone's only got one point of view and not willing to sit and listen, and there is a different way, you know, and find compromise. So this is our compromise, isn't it? I suppose the middle ground.
Well, absolutely, and it's that old Hermetic saying that that the lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. So when we're not ready to expand or desire to expand, then we're not going to hear new things. But if we're able to lean into something that triggers an emotion or a memory, then it allows us to grow in different ways. And that's what we're all here for, is to grow and expand. So I love it. It's awesome. Cool. All right. So Deborah Kaufman is, will I sell my house in Florida before the end of the year? 3, 18, and 9.
Okay. That's a sort of one rune question, but I'll throw all three and see what comes up. Is Debbie with us, or is this a pre-question?
These are still pre-questions. I don't know if she is on. If she is on, Deborah, if you can hear me, post it in the thread. As usual, guys, sometimes the comments that are on Facebook and or YouTube don't always come through the platform we're using. So if anybody sees a note from Deborah, let me know.
Okay, so this is interesting about Florida because it's having a pretty hard time in recent days. Yeah, these are the waters that are floods and stuff like that. But it also, this is the flow of energy. Will I sell my house? It's not flowing. It's not. This way's good. This way's still good, but it's blocked. It's neither beginnings or deaths. It's the lying down. The old woman is exhausted, tired, maybe offended a bit in the past. But as a question, will I sell my house in Florida? Is this, if you drop the price or accept a lower offer? This is a price to pay, not as much as you wanted. That is the price to pay. So you'll have to give some up. Once again, the weird girl, do you want to sell your house? This is what you have to do to get this to turn up and this to turn up. Okay, Debbie, lovely to hear from you.
All right. Thanks, Debbie. All right. For Susan, part of our tribe as well, what can I expect for the next 2 months?
Okay, sure.
And her numbers are 17, 21, and 6.
Just still putting them out. $17, 21, and 6.
Yep.
So for any of my students who have studied the runes, this is a strange answer. What can I expect? Well, I'm just going to say this as it is, and then I'll give you a bit more of interpretation. So this is good luck. you can expect good luck coming after a bereavement and everybody, or a great sickness. But this is more bereavement. This is studying to let go. Oh, I'm on the wrong size pen there. This is studying to let go. Have I got colours? Oh, I've got colours. Not being able to let go of an illness that you've got. So we're going to change this from the bereavement to something that your illness that you carry has become so important to you, it has to die for you to, and that your connection to it has to die for you to find a good opportunity coming forward. And some of us don't recognize ourselves without an illness. If we've had it for so long, it's with us all the time. It becomes in some ways like a ghost that haunts us, or even a friend. But for good luck to come to you over the next 2 months, you have to let it go. Stop that ghost haunting you. All right, bless you, Susan.
All right, thank you, Susan. All right, Claire Jane is the one who has requested the next question. It is, what is going to help me reach my goal?
Okay.
Numbers 3, 7, and 22.
3, 7, and 22. This is when it's strange with the runes. What is going to help me reach my goals? In fact, actually, Fayu is more leaned over than that, more like this.
So is that Fayu or Algiz? That's Fayu?
Fayu, yeah, I'm going to get rid of the second one. It's too much Algiz. So I'll put it in there. I'll change the colour. What is going to help me reach my goals? This is moving away. If we regard this one as you, this is you moving away from a female or a young girl that drains your energy and putting you more into a state of isolation and just oneness. This rune, Isa, is the worst rune, but one of the shamanic runes about being still in the moment and seeing things as they really are. It is the spine of the rune, which me and Kelly were talking about earlier. But there is a younger female or a younger female energy that you have to move away from to find this still point. Strangely enough, this can be going from the time of femininity and youth into the time of these two together. This is a shamanic healer's path. But we have to move away from youth, vitality, fertility, abundance, and start looking forward to this stage, a place of stillness and wisdom. Okay, so that was how to reach your goals. Be still, look at the wisdom in it.
Thanks, Claire. All right, we are moving on to our next question, which comes from another one of our tribe, Nicole.
Okay,
and
cool.
She says, hold on here, I gotta move this over. She needs guidance. She just ended a relationship and is in a really intense soul level heartbreak. Her runes are 11, 22, and 13.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's shamanic death and rebirth for all of us. So you are in the transition stage. A change for better is coming, but you're in limbo. And there's also a new partner on their way in the future. But it is after bereavement. So this is the cocoon. You're going for, just like I said, the shamanic death and rebirth. There is a partner out there, but you can't find them. They can't find them. Dagaz even looks like wings. But you have to go through that process and that bereavement, and you have to let it pass. Interesting, in the future, there is. Why are they all blue? Why can't I change any colours? That's weird. Okay, let's get that one there, and we'll go for that colour. Be aware of this name. Dennis, Denise, first or last name, a place, Denver. It's trying to tell me something, but I'm not sure what it is. It's just giving me those 3 letters. I'm thinking Dennis for some reason, but just bear that in mind. It's not a very common name nowadays, but it's trying to tell you that. Even think of a deity or a path that involves this, a place to live, something that's where the gods want you to be. Sorry to hear that, Nicole. And she's one of my students. She should know she has to work with 2 runes, but I'm going to do a combined rune for her, what will help her through this. So we'll use a bind rune, we'll use algaes, but we'll also put another Dagaz there as well, and we'll also put a little bear there. That's the Ogum. So B N Z. This is how the runes work. We're trying to change the frequency. So this is a bind rune that's going to help Nicole through. She's one of my shamanic students, so she should understand this. We've combined 2 runes, which is Algae, self-love and letting go, with an Ogum, the Druid tree alphabet, which is Be, new beginnings. And to evoke this energy, we would do this, Banaza, and say it as a prayer to bring in the frequency, because that's all the Om and the runes are, as a frequency, and that sound will vibrate with the fabric of the universe and bring about this healing. But she must do it. Make the symbol around her neck and evoke the beginning of it. All right. Bless you, Nicole.
That's beautiful. All right. The next question comes from another student, Jana.
Yep. Hi, Jana.
All right. It is, would it be the right thing for my son to change schools and consequently be spending more time with his grandparents because the prospective new school is closer to them? The numbers are 3, 7, and 11.
So initially, you're the shaman. So this is the shaman here. This is you not liking this at all. This is draining your energy, your sickness. This is Yara. It's actually at 45 degrees, so it's not upright, it's not blocked. The effort he puts in and the effort you put in is the right thing to do for your son. And you must do it. This is action. It is the right thing to do for him, not necessarily for you. But this is part of your path. You have to think about, what have I got to heal from? This is Yara going forward towards your son and his complete youth, the adolescence. It's the perfect scenario for him, but not for you. All right. Bless you, sister.
All right. Blessings, blessings. The next question, this is the last of the submitted questions, and then we'll go to the questions in the chat.
Okay,
this
cool.
is from Angela, our Angela.
Yep.
So, asking the elders, how can I best serve and help this pivotal transformational time we are in? And the numbers are 2, 7, and 22.
2, 7, 22. So how do you best serve the situation we're in at the moment? Well, in this respect, Odin is the sacred enclosure, the sanctuary, the home. Just sit and be the safe place for those who have lost their focus. For the fallen girl as well. This is interesting. Especially for some reason, the female is going to not like this more than the masculine. But it is, you have to be the sacred enclosure, the sanctuary, the temple for those young women or the females, it's Freya's room, who have lost their focus. And they'll come for a grounding place for you. That's how you best serve the energy at the moment. And it's about all of my shamanic students. We live in strange times and we're all being called to do what we're supposed to do. You know, and that's even me changing my complete, not path, not dishonoring my gods, because I still work with the runes, but and allowing other wisdom that might be needed at this time to be heard, and me open my heart to hear it and not judging it until after I've heard it. I can make decisions then, but I have to be open. And there will be a lot of females who are lost and we're looking for sanctuary.
So it's interesting. This morning I was pulled into what I call my opium den, so to speak. But it is in the runic path or the Norse cosmologies, there's this aspect of chanting the Galder, right? Yeah. And it is Burkana that is a constant humming consistently when I walk, or this morning, just it's that. So for me, it would be like the cosmic threads of the Nornians singing the Galder of Burkana for all of us, for the collective. Very much.
I was taking some youngsters in the Orchards of Avalon, and I chant Burkana, and I chant it when I do my visions in the Orchard of Avalon, and all of them really needed to hear it. And it's chanted a lot better by the female than me, because it's supposed to be a high-pitched, beautiful, soft, motherly sound, whereas I go Burkana, which is not particularly great, but the intent is still behind it.
I think they complement each other, both the masculine and feminine tonations. So I think it's something you and I should explore together a little bit. All right. We should, for sure. All right, this is from Mayland Nielsen, and her question is, am I on the right path?
Okay, numbers
22, 11, and 9.
So this is the womb, this is identity and success, and this is the truth going forward. Am I on the right path? You need to be birthed anew. You need to accept that this is happening. And what is birth? Birth is a traumatic experience, but it will bring about a new identity for you. And then that is the way. Whatever happens after this birthing process, you will discover who you really are. This is Wunjo, identity and success. And this is truth, Kenaz, the way, looking forward, the torch. You'll be standing here. Are you on the right path? You shine in the torch like that. And it shows you the path ahead. But we must go through this birthing period first. You have to come from the womb, be born out into the world. Okay, sister.
Thank you, Milan. All right, I have a question from Cherie, but it's a long, and I can't see her numbers, so I'm going to see if I can show it here, or if it'll show me. Yeah, this is her question. So Cherie, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to, on a new line item, on a new thread on Facebook, give me 3 numbers so we can, there's a lot here. Maybe you can help us dial it in a bit, but I'm sure Jeremy would be able to. So post 3 numbers and I'm going to come back to you. Okay. Next question is from Thomas.
Yep.
And his question.
Is that Thomas, our student?
Yep. It's our Thomas.
Yep.
It's Thomas. Yes. There it is. Where should I focus my energy and investments over the next 3 months? 7, 12, and 17. Thomas is our newest Pacific Northwestern.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where should I put my financial investments? Well, Thomas knows me, and I know Thomas. Ingaz is crypto. It is that energy, the spark of the fairy king. It's youth. It's new. The old is going, the new is coming in. We have to look not to now, though, but to the future. We're looking up. So whatever, if we're saying, if this came up like this would be land, this would be buildings, this would be home. Upside down, it's gone. No longer that. It's this. This is what we're supposed to be doing. And you'll make more sense to me than me, Thomas. This is your area of expertise. But if it was this would be gold, something old and ancient that we hang on to. But it's not that. So this is actually saying move from gold or land or property into something new, something vibrant. All right, bless you, brother.
Sign of the times.
Yeah.
Thanks, Thomas. All right.
I could have guessed that crypto was going to come up there, and Ingaz would be represented.
Well, and that's what we're moving into. If anybody listening who's not exploring what the blockchain landscape looks like, you really should, just because that's where we're moving to. So, all right. This is from Nicole, and her question, Nicole. I'm gonna not pronounce your name correctly, I'm sure. What do I need to know right now? The numbers are 1, 7, and 24.
1, 7, 24. Oh, these have all been piled on top of one another.
Mm.
What do you need to know right now? This isn't one where the so this is, you need to have your protection and aggressive protection up against illness and things that you struggle to let go of. You definitely have to stop anyone draining your energy, and you have to be quite aggressive or abrupt about it. When Thures comes up like this, you know, this is aggressive protection. It's not algae soft protection. It's saying being spiky, because there are those around you that drain your energy. Also, I'm going to give you an alternative version. Is there somebody around you who is unwell? Okay, be prepared for that. But predominantly, this is you, and have your protection up because you'll need it. And there's nothing wrong having protection when you need it, you know.
All right, thank you, Nicole. Verby, I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. Before, I'm going to go back to Cherie because she has followed back up. So I'm going to go with your first question, Cherie, that you posted. And this is it. Should I keep going with this court case and take it as far as possible? And the numbers are 9, 11, and 7.
Okay. I was wondering if this room would come up around court cases. And it is Odin's rune, just above halfway. Odin is the rune of justice. You are in the right, but it could go either way. Wunjo, success, either way. Gibo, which is a gift, a contract, a promise, but it's at the crossroads. It has 3 ways it can go. And then you have the hand of authority falling in your favor, which is looking back at the crossroads and saying it can go either way. Now, this is the decision you to make. Should you put everything into it? We're not just talking about financial, we're talking about energy, your spirit, your soul. Is the price too high? And only you can make that decision. If you see it all the way, it's still 50-50 whether it falls in your favor. You are in the right because Othello is above the halfway, but the other two, it could go either way. Sorry, I can't give you more information. And if you're going to work with a rune, there's two runes that I'd want you to work with. Firstly is Othello, which is the hand of authority falls in my favor. And secondly is Kenaz, to see the truth and to make a decision yourself, to give you clarity. Is like the juice worth the squeeze? And say, okay, I'm making a decision. That's not for me. All right, bless you, sister. I hope it works out for you.
All right.
The runes have been quite hard today.
They are. They are. All right. But this is why we love the runes, is because they're direct and to the point.
Yeah.
There's no, what do they call it, pussyfooting around the subject. It's like, here it is. Here's your answer. It's like working with the Nornians. They tell it as it is. So, all right. This is Verpy. Verpy, it's good to see you. It's been a long time. Should I be in a group of people on the internet trying to socialize or concentrate more on meditation and taking it easy? Her numbers are 2, 4, and 24.
Okay, so I'm going to say that because you've got two questions there in one. I'm going to say, should I be in a social group on the internet? And it's 2,
4, and 24.
And 24. Okay, so specifically, should I be working with a group on the internet? Okay, going to the pen. Yes, it brings about a change for the better, but keep focused on why you're there. This is a good opportunity. This leads into a change for the better in your life, but do not be distracted. Interesting, these two together. I mean, this little, when we do a bind room of these two, this is the dragon bind room, so a dragon energy guiding you. Use this to guide you to not be focused, not be distracted. Are you only looking for the good in this group and not be distracted by anything else? But it is a good opportunity. All right, bless you, Verpy.
All right, that's great. Let's see. Black Salt is next. Thank you for joining us, Black Salt. Do the runes have any general advice for me? The numbers are 11, 12, and 13.
Okay, I'll put these all up. Eleven, 12, and 13. Okay. So, I've any advice for you. Whatever you're committed to, stick to it. You are on the right path, but there is a frozen wall, an obstacle that you cannot pass. But you've committed to this path, so stay on it. Now, that obstacle, there is a Native American proverb. Sometimes there's an obstacle in your way. Sometimes the obstacle is the way. And this looks like there's something here, specifically this frozen. My feet are frozen in the ice. But why are you frozen in the ice? Why can't you move? It's time to solve the riddle of this. It's also giving me a word here. I don't know if this means anything to you, but the other way is rig. I don't know what it means. It can mean ridge, it can mean girl, it can mean, they're 3 letters. And I don't know what that means. Girona, something like that. It's trying to say something because they've come in such a way that it wants to tell you something. But be committed to what you've done, and even though you aren't getting anywhere, know that this is your path. All right, bless you.
All right, let's see. Bear with me. I just locked my, there we go. Shelley Nicole, her question is, and we have 2 more questions. So Shelley Nicole, any guidance that comes forth, please? 1, 5, and 7.
Okay. Any guidance that comes forward? 1, 5, and 7. I'll explain what the runes mean, but as soon as I saw it, I wanted to say this. What does that mean? ETF.
You asking me? I
I'm
can
asking
tell you.
you.
Okay. Well, I mean, ETF is, again, a blockchain, right?
Of course it is. Okay. It was, I've what's ETF? It's come up a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what do you need to know right now? So it also means this is the end of a partnership and a strong warrior coming forward, helping a girl who's fallen in the past. But this can always also mean that this is a partner on the other side, a mirror image. So this is the other realms or dimension. A new partner comes forward, probably a fallen warrior or somebody who's persecuted a girl, or it's a young girl coming forward after she's lost in battle. But ETF's like going through black rock, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just saw it straight away, ETF. So if you're not in crypto, get in crypto because the ETF's about to come on. But think about a new spiritual partner coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just that change of frequency on the blockchain side of things too. It's interesting. It's been a little bit of a theme here today. So
yeah, it just talks to us in that language.
They do. So, all right. Thomas has one more question for us.
Yeah.
Is there a God who wants to hear from me or work with me? Now, he kind of has it posed a few different ways here. I'm going to post this on the screen, Jeremy, so you can see it.
To look for the other screen.
He's giving me the number 13, or who is it, or where should I go? Not sure how you want to read it.
Is a God who wants to hear from me or work with me? 13 if necessary. Who is it or where should I go? 8 is a 1 room. Okay. We're going to do a 1 rune on this, and I'm going to pick number 8.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go back to there. Is there a God that wants to work with me? Ingi Frey. But he wants to work with you because the pathway to Vanaheim, which is blocked. So you have to work. And I know, I'm not sure if we've done that yet, have we, Thomas? We haven't opened, I'm not sure if we've opened the portal to Vanaheim yet. But journey within your Frithgarth. This is a bit sounds like complete craziness to those who are not of my shamanic students. But go to your Frithgarth home with the intention of going to the borders of the fairy realm to see who you can help there. One of them needs your help. And this is Ingi Frey, the Lord of the Woods. So whether it's him that comes forward, the horned god of the forest, or he leads you to another being that needs your help, that's who you're supposed to be working with. All right, bless you, brother.
So
and
here's just
out in the forest. Be out in the forest when you do it.
So a couple things. First of all, he mentions that you were just in Vanaheim during your last session. So just as a correlation.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So if you're in Vanaheim the last time, go there again with your advocate and see what he wants to show you. There is something that's blocked or some being there that needs your attention. And this is when we start doing our work between the dimensions. Let me know
Absolutely.
what happens to that as well, brother. Bless you.
And Shelley, I know that Thomas answered your question in terms of what is an ETF. Thomas Post, because I know that Thomas is very involved in the Bitcoin landscape. Jeremy and I have been over the past many years as well, but it stands for Exchange Traded Funds. And Thomas specifically comments about IBIT, FBTC, and spot ETFs for Bitcoin in the above threads. So yeah, it's a rabbit hole. So a good one to go down though.
It's a way of people getting into crypto who don't really understand it and want to go through the normal brokerage way of doing it.
Yep.
As if they're buying stocks and shares.
All right. I'm going to do 2 more questions and then we're going to go ahead and close it down. So Linda, the question is, my mind is full of so many ideas. What should I focus on in order to bring more finances into my life?
Okay. Numbers?
3, 13, and 15.
So this has been a battle for you, and you are going to be victorious. Tearware's upright, not straight away, but in the future. You keep at the battle. Well, once again, you're in that limbo stage. You haven't claimed your wings yet, like as an angelic healer or teacher, but it will come. Dagez is coming, and at the end of it is somebody will teach from their experiences. Now, I don't know whether you do Reiki or healing or readings, but if you stick at your gun, helping others is what you're supposed to do. So any aspect of bringing more money in must be something that's for the betterment of mankind, and then it's worth fighting for. All right, bless you, sister.
That's beautiful. All right, this is our last question, and this is from Athena. And her question,
lovely to see you or hear from you.
She says she's been stuck at a crossroads for the last year and don't know where to go next. Numbers are 17, 3, and 9.
Where to go next is, firstly, make sure your health and energy levels are right. This is, first of a question, have you been suffering with an illness of any sort? That needs to be recovered. But this is a new partner coming for you. And if we talk about this, it's a new partner coming, but it will be somebody who is a strong warrior, even in the military or the police. It is somebody who is an oak tree to lean on when you're weak, to hide behind when you're scared. But you cannot do this unless your energy or whatever it is you've been suffering is completely recovered. Then we move on to, this is the time. And if you think of AWAS as a partnership, this is 2 people holding hands moving forward. It's soulmates. Doesn't necessarily mean romantic. It's really important that you can be soulmates and just be great friends that bring out the best in each other. But they will be somebody who's a warrior and holds a warrior energy. All right, good luck, and work on your health and energy levels.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Just a comment from Linda Pryor, who was the read just before Athena's, is that she works with theater and is a rune reader herself. So I just wanted to share that.
Okay, cool.
Jeremy and I were talking about Cedar just last week. So
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so men do Goltha, which is chanting, and women are much better at doing Seether. You know, they are the women's intuition. You know, men have to study hard to become part of it, whereas women can understand the runes naturally. And then you have a Seed Kana, which is what I am. I'm a man who walks this path, and I'm honoured to do so. And they are, so I will hold the aspect of Odin, whereas the women hold the aspect of Freya, and we must be in balance. Thank you for sharing that, Linda.
So thank you everybody for joining us. There's a couple things just wanted to share. We do have the next runic study class that begins November 16th. It's a 6-week class. Many, as you've heard us speak to, have been students of Jeremy's for a long, long, long time. So it's always also a great refresher. Many have retaken the class more than once, but we'd love to have you join us if you are so called to learn more about the runes.
And it's not your normal rune class, because I teach the runes in vision. You go on journeys to experience 4 runes in each class, and you'll start reading 4 runes from the very first class, and then we'll build it up to the last class of 24. And by the 24, you'll be doing 9 rune spreads and 3 rune readings and single runes, and knowing which runes, what to give people to correct issues. Because in the runes, we can't change the past, and we can't even change the present. We can recognize it and see the problems, but through the frequency of the runes, through Seether and Goltha, and making bind runes and evoking the energy, bringing those runes into the frequency of our lives, we can change and manipulate the threads of the future. And that's really what the runes are for, when we start singing them, to bring about a different outcome.
And they're a completely different divination tool. When you're accustomed to working with tarot cards and things of that nature, they all serve their purpose. But like we said earlier, the runic path can be a much more direct method of guidance, of receiving divining guidance. So, but very, very good. And then we're super excited. I know I'm like flying off and out into the cosmos constantly, but we have another class that we're starting specifically for kind of those that have already been through the runic study, or current students, whether they've been through the initiation for the Northern Gateway or what have you. But this is a more cosmic aspect, which Jeremy's been tapping into recently, which just lights me up.
And I'd just like to point out that I'm relatively scared. I'm out of my balance, and I've been, because of the nature of what I do. When I teach the shamanic studies, there's no notes. I know everything. I've studied it long enough to remember everything I've got to teach. This is a whole new thing for me, where I am opening up to allow something I really don't know much about to be part of my frequency. So I'll be using the runes, and I'll be using my gods to hold myself in the space, but open the doorways for these other dimensions and other dimensional beings. And it's quite exciting in a terrifying way.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting. We're having these sidebar conversations, which we were having just before we started, that kind of zapped our power right before we were going to go live. So if anybody check your emails, past students or what have you, or feel free to reach out and let us know if you have any questions. But the reason we're going with past students is because we're going to be talking about Gleipnir. And Gleipnir is part of the shamanic path, which is mentioned through the runic studies as well, but it will just give you more of a baseline to go off of. But it should be really, really a lot of fun. A lot of fun for sure.
I will explain why it's called the sound of a cat. You know, completely, what is that about? So Gleipnir is a magical thread that binds the wolf's femria. It's made by the dwarves, and it's made of 6 things that are nonsensical. It's made by the sound a cat makes when it hunts, the breath of a fish, the spit of a bird, the roots of a mountain, the sinews of a bear, and the beard of the woman. And through journeying, through dreams, through visioning, we have now realized that not only are these 6 aspects of the shamanic path that must be embraced, but also different beings that exist, different root races where they exist in the cosmos. So that's Gleipnir now in my own mind is part of the threads of Gunungagat, woven not only by the
we're getting
different things to happen.
Yep. It's going to be great. Super thrilled. So I hope you all have enjoyed this. Thank you, Jeremy, for taking the time. We've been on for almost an hour. We do accept donations. If anybody would like to donate for the time that was exchanged here today, or any guidance, feel free to do so. It is not expected by any means, but I just wanted to post it here. If you go to the northerngateway.org/donate, you have an opportunity to do that. But regardless, we appreciate you being here. We will look forward to seeing you next time, and reach out to either Jeremy or I if you have any questions.
Bless you guys. I'm just going to close this session with a prayer. So once again, if you're listening in, close your eyes, listen to the sound of my voice, and imagine the doorways closing. Innerval, 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 favav. Innerval, 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 favav. Innerval, 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 favav. I call on the handmaidens of Avalon. I called on Odin and Freya and the beings from all the dimensions. I thank them for me allowing the medicines of the runes to be shared with others. I thank them for me allowing to share their guidance and interpret their visions for others to hear. I hope I spoke with authenticity. I hope I spoke with the truth. In the days ahead, may you watch over those who listen. May I work in your service, and may you bless us in everything we do. Yibarati. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.